Then Bell looked up at the ceiling, his brows were furrowed, his eyes were closed, and he didn't know what to do. If possible, he really wanted to escape reality. The moment he thought that, Lily's sobs came from her stomach. Lily has already sworn that she will never betray Belle-Sama. When they first met, Lily approached Belle to earn money and do favors. She lied and betrayed Belle, but was rescued by Belle and became his sole supporter. For her, hurting Belle was probably the most unforgivable act. Even 10,000 kills aren't enough to make up for it. The girl's cry contained deep regret and self-loathing, and at the same time, it also had the meaning of regret. This cry even represented the mood of everyone present. It's just that Belle, who was lost, looked at the tears still shed. He made up his mind. He placed his hands on the girl's shoulders, knelt down and looked at the pupils who were still crying. Lily, do you hear me? I can't give Lily what you want, the supposed punishment. Woo, how could? Lily sobbed and looked into Belle's face. His face was full of tears, sad. Tears flowed from the brown eyes, and the little hands couldn't finish wiping them. Belle looked at Lily like that, and said to her, and at the same time to Ina and the others. But, after that, there will be something far more severe and terrifying than doom waiting for you. Not only is it Lily, so am I. Lily's pupils dilated. There was also a bit of surprise between Welf and the others. Belle lowered his eyebrows and said with a slightly embarrassed smile, I can't face the next battle alone. So, I want to use your strength. So don't be sorry. I want you to face this with me. Please Lily. Help me. Seeing Belle's red pupils that sincerely begged for himself from the bottom of his heart, his brown eyes became moist again in another sense. Lily wiped away the tears that were still falling, sniffled loudly and nodded several times. Okay. Lily will help Mr. Bell. We'll support Mr. Bell. Take the part that hurt you, no. It's more than that, and it will always be like this from now on. Thanks, Lily. Belle smiled when Lily called out. As a result, seeing this smile, Lily burst into tears again, breaking her pupils and hugging her whole body. The girl hugged Belle with both hands and buried her face in her neck as if she was biting her hard. Belle patted her back affectionately as she looked around. And Welf, Miss Mikoto, Miss Haruheim, and Miss Ina, please too. Please help me. Then, he teased Welf and the others who were wide-eyed. He said. I used to get everyone in trouble, right? So now it's 2 cleans. I probably have more debts, so you guys are a bit at a disadvantage. Belle scratched his cheek and said so. Immediately after, Welf and the others finally got their smiles back. The leader said so. Let's do it, everyone. I obey. Those who want to help Belle must be the underlings. Welf laughed like an older brother and ordered him to answer seriously. Haruheim wiped the corner of her eyes with her fingers and made an oath. I finally changed from Freya family Belle back to Hestia family Belle. At this time, Belle thought so. Belle, I'm going to make a bunch of healing potions later. I'm also going to try to challenge the panacea that didn't succeed before. Thank you Miss Naza. I'm also going to sleep until I see this. If you have a good premonition dream, you'll fall asleep no matter how hard it is. Please don't force yourself, Miss Cassandra. Mr. Bell. I will also secretly transmit all information obtained by the guild to you. This is true. It's a little. Relying on Belle's call, Naza and the others finally freed themselves from the prickly cage made of guilt. They too raised their heads and made an appointment to help Belle. Everyone was also saying, I still am, and the scene grew hotter and hotter as large beads of sweat began to emerge from Bel's forehead. The hall door slammed open loudly. "Ah, I can't. It's really impossible to convince Loki and the others," Hestia said loudly, as if she said, "I can't take it anymore," and entered the room. "God will come back." She made a strange, meow, sound. She threw the return document in the air and dove inside the sofa. Prohibiting Loki's family from participating in the war. So, as expected, Bel, who picked up a piece of parchment that had fallen to the ground and looked at it, did not hide his concern. He knew that ever since the war game was decided, Hestia had attended the Council of the Gods every day, hoping to gain favorable terms for her side. He also knew that things were getting weirder. Freya doesn't participate in the Divine Assembly, and she doesn't care what rules are made. But the difference in their combat power is too big. Loki and the others won't be participating, which made other interested families also just want to watch. After Hestia, Mayak and Takamikazuthi also came to the living room. When Hephaestus finally entered the room, all of the family members looked nervous. The name of Freya Familia is so resounding, fighting them means despair. Loki's family does not participate in the war game, and some people in the guild have expressed disgust. However, the upper echelons of the guild seem to be very afraid that Loki and Freya will lose to both factions. Afterwards, after Aina finished speaking, there was silence in the living room. Why pick up war games? No one would blame Bel and Hestia like that. Everyone understood that without going through this battle, the karma with the Freya Familia would not end and the turmoil would not subside. After leaving Bel, Lily finally calmed down and dropped her gaze to Welf's face. "Master Welf. I know. After all, I just spoke with Bel. I'm going to build the magic sword of Kratso. I'll make a bunch of them when I have time. The unbreakable magic sword will inevitably depend on the user's skill. Even if it is broken, we can only use Kratso's magic sword to release the firepower to defeat an opponent stronger than us." Feeling Bel's concerned gaze, Welf shook his head. The magic sword of Welf, created in Expedition, removed the self-destructive element, and on the other hand, its effects and firepower will be determined by the user's skill value. Even though Lily from LV2 use it now, it can only wield the power corresponding to LV2. If you want instant firepower that can incinerate the enemy, then Kratso's magic swords is a must. He doesn't mind imitating his hometown, Kingdom Rakia, the proud Heiress Familia of invincible myth. Including him, everyone present realized that if they wanted to defeat their opponents, they would have to resort to all means. "Let's plan a battle. Be cautious, be careful, and think of all possible means. Otherwise, we won't be able to pull the chance of victory to our side." Lily's nervous voice dropped, and then followed. Aisha, who had been silent the whole time, didn't join the army of apologizing to the boy. She said, "Instead of bowing your head and apologizing to Bel Cranel, it's better to hit Freya and the others. I've always thought so. Loki Familia, whether you're here or not, it has nothing to do with me. Aren't you like that?" Listening to the Amazon's provocative and belligerent words. Only this time the adventurers agreed. "Yes, Miss Aisha. The little girl will also try to hit, and fly. Your Excellency Bel has fought alone until now. So this time, it's your turn to give it your all." Uka and Mikoto also said one after the other. Hearing the voices of the two childhood friends, Haruheim and Chikusa also replied with a smile, "Oh. Yes." Taking Aisha's encouragement as an opportunity, the gloomy atmosphere was swept away. In the end, everyone focused on Lily and started a discussion about war games. "That is great. Looking at Lily and the others who were full of vitality and will from afar, the corners of Belle's mouth curled up. This is the happy, relieved smile after seeing Lily and the others shake off their guilt. Belle narrowed his eyes, then put on a serious expression. He silently left Lily and the others, approached the window and found that the sun had given up its position to the moon. What is this person? What is he doing now? Floating in the distant sky are the events that happened in the wilderness, that fake time past, and she showing many expressions that I have never seen before. Belle looked up at the dreamy, radiant moon and muttered a girl's name in an inaudible voice. Even the dark night is like a dark channel. The twinkling stars are the rippling waters. And the missing moon is like a gondola. The ship gleamed dreamily through a gap in the pale clouds. As if looking for someone far from the sky in the boat, the moonlight sighed, sighing that there was no one around. So who are you looking for? The goddess had originally wanted to ask this question, but had given up on the idea. She fished this very funny self out of the sea of sentimentality and just whispered the boy's name. Belle.